3, 2, 1, let's roll! Hi there, welcome in another weekly episode where we talk about all sorts of things regarding coaching. Here we are in the second part of Gait Cycle series. After early propulsion comes mid-propulsion, and this is today's topic. This video will also be part of the Human Function and Performance Patreon group, so if you want to learn more about biomechanics, assessment, see exercise and client examples and more, feel free to check it out. It costs you less than 10 euros per month. So, without further ado, let's start with today's video. If we repeat previous topic where we talk about early propulsion is all about ER, it's all about external rotation, supination, expansion. But we cannot stay in this phase if we want to move on land. We can, however, stay in this phase if we are moving in the water. When our ancestor creature came to land, it had to adapt and develop IR capabilities. It had to develop the ability to increase pressure for moving forward. The foot is going from supination to pronation. Looking at it from a segmental point of view, rear foot is everting, forefoot is inverting, and toes again the same as the rear foot, everting. For the pronation to happen, tibia has to internally rotate. This is where I sometimes use the expression fake pronation. Some individuals walk like a duck, where they have feet in abduction. This could lower medial longitudinal arch, and which also happens with pronation, but this doesn't mean these individuals know how to pronate. Usually what we find is that people don't really know how to stretch tissues at the anterior side, at the bottom side of the foot. Like for example, in this exercise really helps them to capture true pronation and really feel the stretch at the anterior side of the foot. This is where wedges or pair of socks comes in hand, where we bias foot towards pronation to capture it more easily. We put them at the posterior lateral part of the calcaneus and underneath the forefoot at the medial side. Muscles like flexor hallucis longus, plantar fascia, all the musculature at the posterior side of the tibia stretch in order to allow pronation to happen. Knee flexes to about 40 degrees, bicep femoris elongates from a transverse plane perspective, medial hamstrings together with some adductors like semimembranosus, semitendinosus, uppermost fibers of the adductor magnus pull the tibia into internal rotation. Together with internal rotation of the tibia also comes internal rotation of the femur. Pelvis closes, ipsilateral sacrum starts nutating, and this orients the acetabulum into anteversion, which covers the head of the femur. Acetabulum has to position accordingly for the internal rotation, otherwise we're not able to capture it fully. The highest amount of force we produce right after heel raises off the ground. Preloaded tissues elongate with IR, and right after heel raises off the ground contract and release elastic energy. This is where mid-propulsion ends and late propulsion starts. Quite common we see people struggle with internal rotation in the closed chain. Here we have two exercises that helps us capture internal rotation capabilities. In first, we position pelvis in a state of internal rotation where acetabulum covers the head of the femur. It is a shifting maneuver where we elongate the muscles above the level of trochanter, like for example piriformis. We sort of create some additional space with this exercise. With the second exercise, we guide the femur into internal rotation. We're adding a layer of progression and using the benefit of additional space we created with the previous exercise. Contralateral load pulls us into internal rotation during descent, and during ascent we have to use external rotators to come back to a starting position. This is mid-propulsion that starts with full forefoot loading and ends up with heel raise. In the next episode we're moving forward, we're gonna talk about late propulsion. I hope you're having an amazing December and spending time with your loved ones, and of course, ho ho ho, Merry Christmas! Enjoy your week and see you in the next one. Bye!